Hey, welcome to the Wealth Agenda. I am Tania Brielle Mabrey, your host and financial coach. And now we are getting into the extended interview. Let me just tell you right now, me and Miss, we call her, we joke, we say it's Miss Shauna, but I am here in San Pedro Secret Beach, Belize, with one of my phenomenal financial coaching clients, and we are preparing for her to live her best life retiring abroad. And this is the extended interview where the good happens. So, Miss Shauna, thank you so much for joining us today on the Wealth Agenda.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Yes. So, we were talking about how this desire for you to live abroad after retirement stemmed from you growing up as a part of the military, right?
Right.
And so we've had a few adventures since we've been here in San Pedro, right? We've been eating some good food, meeting some amazing people, riding in some bumpy golf carts. But what started your sense of adventure? Like, what are some good stories from growing up?
Well, my dad was, as I mentioned before, in the Air Force. So I grew up, I was born, he was in the military when I was born.
Yes.
So all the way up to when I was an adult, he retired. But we lived East Coast, West Coast, in between Wyoming. But we also had some overseas tours. So the first was in the Philippines. And I remember living next door to like my best friend and her brothers and sisters and me and my brothers. And we would go in the backyard literally and like ride caribous.
Wait,
believe it or not.
Wait.
Yeah, with the little flea things coming up off of them and everything. These big caribous. We would do that. That was like a regular thing.
Oh my goodness.
So it was just fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun, adventuresome, having the luau's with the pigs roasting in the yards, with the parties, the parents have parties. I mean, I thought that was just normal stuff. And in high school, we moved to Okinawa, Japan. So I spent from ninth grade and then graduated in Okinawa. So just being around people from different cultures. I'm a tall girl, always have been. So I was in Okinawa, Japan. So that was different because during that time, the blue jeans and everything. Shauna didn't have blue jeans because they just weren't long enough. But just, having those experiences just, I think, add spice to life.
I love that. Wait a second, y'all. So she was riding caribous, roasting pigs in the front yard. She was not wearing nobody's blue jeans because her tall girl magic was not here for that. But she was living her best adventurous life. And then you came and you raised your kids in America and you worked hard working for the government, right?
That's right.
So how long have you been working for the U.S. government?
Oh, 35 years.
Wow.
35, 36 years. So I can retire like this afternoon if I'd like.
Let's go.
So
we good. We gonna tell them this is officially your notice. The U.S. government, she is out now, but we're getting there, right? We're preparing.
There. I'm close.
Yes,
very close.
So tell us a little bit about what has worked for you, because I understand that for a part of your life, you were a single parent. So for you to go from single parent, right? You had to make ends meet. I know you mentioned at one point living paycheck to paycheck.
Absolutely.
And now I'm all in your business, so I know your numbers. Now you've done some very impressive things.
Thank you.
And you're about to go off into the world and experience life. So what are some tips that you...
Biggest tip, I remember definitely paycheck to paycheck. Like, what are we going to eat? How are we going to keep the lights on type thing. Very seriously like that for many years. And when I first got in the government, I was so fortunate to be working with a guy named Dennis Roy. Dennis, if you're out there, he told me the best piece of advice financially. And because the 401k, we get in the federal government, we get an adjustment every year at the beginning of the year, just a slight adjustment. He was asking me, are you contributing to the 401k? I said, I can't afford, I can't afford to do it. He goes, look, since you can't afford it, then these increases that you get at the beginning of the year, you're not used to them anyway. So always put that 2% or that 3% increase, put it towards your 401k, the TSP, Thrift Savings Plan. And so I did that until I maxed up, and it wasn't as painful because I wasn't used to having it anyway. So that's how I did it and built it up to the max. And I just always did it.
So listen, y'all, that is such a good piece of advice. She said, when you're going from living paycheck to paycheck and you're trying to find money to invest, when you get those cost of living increases, you ain't used to that money anyway. So go ahead and put that in your 401k, put it in your TSP. And then that can be the foundation for you to start to invest, and not just balloons, and the power of compound interest over time, right?
Yeah.
Builds it up to where you can start to live some of your dreams, some of your financial goals. What else did you do? Did you do any other type of investing?
I really didn't. I really didn't.
It was just the traditional.
And some of it, like I told you, was just kind of luck, because I was investing in funds that were a little bit more risky. And I just, like I said, living life, being a single mom, I really wasn't into it like I wish I had been now. But thank goodness it worked out for me.
Yes,
So,
with some intentionality. And then because I've seen your portfolio, right? You also invested in real estate though, right?
Yes.
And so that was a huge part, because that is, as we've seen, a huge differentiator in net worth. I was going to say here in America, but we ain't in America right now. We in Belize over there with those people in America. That's a huge differentiator, especially for people of color when it comes to net worth. So investing in real estate can make a big, big difference.
Yeah, I bought for one price and I sold it for about 4 times more.
Ooh, that's good. I need some real estate advice from you.
Well, I was there for a long time, 28 years at the same place.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it really, from portfolios and stock market to even real estate, it just shows you the power of time, right? And a lot of times people have a lot of regrets as it relates to investing or getting involved. And so we always say, like, sometimes the best opportunity to do something is yesterday, right? But it's also today. Today is the best day, because there's nothing you can do about like what the opportunity was the day before. But we see from your portfolio, you started with a 2% COLA increase. You started with a modest home 28 years ago, and it's ballooned into you're in the top percentile when it comes to net worth in the country. And that's just so impressive. I love it. I love it. Okay, so I know we're in Belize now, but what is going to be the next country for you to explore?
It's going to be Europe. I think Germany.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay.
But everyone I talked to about Germany who's lived there, lived a life there, I've heard nothing negative about it. I mean, they're all excited. They talk about the safety, the centrality in terms of going different places to different countries. So I'm really excited about that. So after being a military brat, I did marry someone who was in the Air Force. So my daughter was born in Italy. We're stationed in Brindisi Air Station, and she was born in Napoli.
I did not know that.
Yes, but that was a really short trip. That was like one year, and that was it. Long enough to go over there and have her and come on back to the States. But I would love to do some more living in Italy, actually, for a longer period of time.
That's on my bucket list too.
Tuscany, actually.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to do that. Well, listen, thank you guys so much for joining us. We are talking about all of the different places, locations, from Portugal to Belize to Italy, but y'all got to start investing. If you're not investing, please make sure that you figure it out. If you have questions about how to invest, how to get started, how to buy your first home, reach out. I'm on Instagram at Brielle Mabrey, Brielle. You can also reach out on my website, briellemabrey.com. And we want to get your money all the way together. We want to make sure that you can spend your retirement calm and enjoying, from Tuscany to Portugal to Germany to bumpity bump golf carts in Belize. Listen, but your finances need to be there for that to happen. So Miss Shauna James, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Brielle Mabrey. You have been a blessing beyond what I even imagined. I mean, accountability, helping me. I mean, we've been doing this for 3 months now, helping me get my stuff together. I still have more to do.
Yes.
But great accountability partner, and so smart. Just so smart and kind, and I'm feeling much more confident about my future because of you. So thank you.
You are so welcome. Y'all, thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to cut the cameras before she make me cry in here. Woo, woo, woo. Like Barry used to say, oh, was that your name? I don't know. But thank you so much for joining The Wealth Agenda. It has been awesome.